So we have the NFL Week 2 2025 TV schedule on the maps for you. So we have the national broadcast Thursday Night Football, Washington Green Bay. It's the first week of Amazon. They have Amazon has a game every single week of the season, except for week 1. And the last week of the season, there's no Thursday Night Football. They have the Saturday specials, 2 of them ones there. That's it. And then Amazon has one on Thursday. And then they have week 1 is NFL Kickoff, which is a separate game. But NBC has rights to that. NBC owns rights to that. And then and Thanksgiving game. And then ESPN and ABC, they have the rights to air. You got both Saturday games. Last week of the season, so they get that in their little package differently. And then NBC, and then Amazon. Yeah, they made a Black Friday game for Amazon instead of Thanksgiving game. Amazon gets a Black Friday game, in place of that week on the Friday, and then and they get a playoff game. And then NBC, that's with Kirk Street and Michaels. There's Atlanta at Minnesota with, it's going to be J.J. McCarthy's first professional start at home. And from the home fan, well, actually it's third, I believe his first ever one was in Minnesota for preseason. Yeah. And then the second one preseason this year was first regular season start. Yeah, Minnesota. Alright. US makes team. So Sunday night, that is that with Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth. That's going to be a good game, though. A sneaky. No, people think, Atlanta lost again. Yeah, that's going to actually be a good game. That is going to be a really good game. Even though Minnesota can win. Even though if we're not, it's still going to be a really solid football game. They have good national games this week. Houston on ABC. That's going to be a good national game, too. That's going to be a good one. 7 Eastern on ABC and ESPN one. Tampa Bay is a really solid team. Make the second round, which they did last year, and I can see that again this year. Houston, last week was just kind of an anomaly. I feel like they, they're not bad. I don't feel like they're amazing, but I don't feel like they're so horrible though. As last week showed, like Chargers at Las Vegas. Las Vegas with Pete Carroll is actually looking pretty solid this year. Looking like the AFC West is going to be a really tough showdown. Really tough battle. And if they can hang with Los Angeles, like LA Chargers, ooh boy. Better watch out. Yeah, Buffalo NY Jets with Jimmy Anstrom. That's the feature game. This was picked 3 weeks. The first 3 weeks for CBS was picked before the season started. First week for Fox was way in advance. So yeah, Buffalo and my Jets, and that's a good pick anyway. That's a safe pick to be number 1, and it is number 1. Even after week 1, it would be number 1 because that game is a really solid game. Buffalo is one. They came back from like a big margin. They came back from big down to beat in Orchard Park to beat the Ravens. Buffalo did the Bills. So and then New Jersey. It's in New Jersey. We're playing the Jets, so that's always going. The Jets look way better than last year. And they have hope that last year they didn't have hope, Last year, they, with Rodgers, they fired their coach. Saw a couple of games in the season, and then he became like a coordinator for the Packers. So it's like really, he's like low, so. They ain't really giving too much hope with Rodgers. With Rodgers starting. So it's like really, hey. LA at Tennessee. And Tennessee, it's Cam Ward's first home start. And it's a really good team. Against a good team, playoff team in LA Rams. So from last 2024-25 season. So I can see it. In number 2 anyways. You know, I think his first professional start didn't get as much attention, but his first home start well, and that doesn't surprise me. New England at Miami is just really Miami didn't look that good. New England looked a lot better than. And New England didn't look that great. Miami didn't look that great. And the United 3. Cleveland at Baltimore is number. Oh, that's actually number 4. New England Miami. New England Miami is number 4. Denver at Indianapolis is number 3. That's number 3 for the early winner. Number 4 overall. Number 3 is Denver at Indianapolis. Denver looked solid, but they didn't look amazing, impressive. But they did what they had to do. Bo Nix. Just slowly got wins. He didn't look like they're not asking him to do too much. They want him to learn 1 year, 9-8, maybe this next year, a little bit better. So he can be play like he did in Tennessee. Against the teams. And win. They don't care. All you need is just to sweep by and win games. And if they can do that, who cares? Doesn't need to look amazing. You just need to win. That's all they care. So they can do that. And Indianapolis will be a tough test with Daniel Jones. Was that just a one-off? Or was Daniel Jones really that good? That's at the 4th by East window. Because they do have East Coast and Central Time Zone games at the 3:05 Eastern window. I'm not in the single header. They do. I'm talking where the home team is playing in Eastern Time Zone or Central Time Zone. Not like Denver, like the Mountain Time Zone, where you have Phoenix, Arizona. They have their standard time. You don't use daylight savings. You have California, which is Pacific time, 1:05 p.m. So it'll be then. So yeah. Then we have Cleveland at Baltimore, number 5, or is that number 6? Yeah, it's number 6. So Denver, Carolina, Arizona is number 5. That's no surprise right there. Carolina did not look that great in the first week, but Arizona is a better team. Kyler Murray is good. And Kyler Murray can stay healthy, and they can, when he was consistent, before his injuries and stuff like that, and they had the same consistent team, they were really good. Because I remember Kyler Murray was 7-0 when they were playing the Green Bay Packers, which were 7-1. So they were it was Thursday Night Football when it was on Fox. So that was at least 4 or 5 seasons ago. So that was a solid football game, solid team. Yeah, Cleveland at Baltimore is number 6. Cleveland did not look that great, but was that just a one-off game? We'll see though if Cleveland can look better in that game. And I'll say that might have been just a one-off. 2 interceptions, maybe just barely lost. But Baltimore should win it by a good bit, though. And then Jacksonville at Cincinnati. Jacksonville looked really solid. Cincinnati did not look as solid, but that's just one up for Cincinnati. So if both those teams can look solid, maybe Jacksonville and Cincinnati, they'll rise up. I can see it. Fox early, you have NY Giants at Dallas. I see that being the second tier game in the early window for second tier game with Joe Davis, Greg Olsen. Chicago at Detroit, and Seattle at Pittsburgh. I could see either or being number 3. Both of these games are entry games. Chicago at Detroit. Is Detroit as good as they seem? They're losing the coordinators. Their 2 coordinators, Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, for Detroit. That hurt them, or was just Green Bay's defense. Micah Parsons on Green Bay, the ultimate, just reunited defense, or they got more better defense, we'll see if that's just a one-off, if just their defense frustrated them. Let's see, because I want to see that in Chicago playing, Ben Johnson, the former Detroit Lions coordinator, and then Seattle, Pittsburgh, Sam Darnold, and Seattle. So see how he looks in Seattle. That was just a one-off game. More possession time, maybe he'll do better. Pittsburgh. Yeah, I want to see if Aaron Rodgers can play better, play just as good as week 2. See if they're actually for real. And San Francisco carrying that one, number 5. New Orleans is just bottom tier. They're just going to show up, not doing a whole lot.